Right guys, breakdown of today's GU trade. Starting on the 50 minute, as you can see we are downtrending clearly. We did a pullback on this impulse to the downside. I believe it was like a 50% pullback, even more by the way. Yeah, 60-70% pullback. And then we could aim for the low again over here, which was my final target on this trade. Switching to the 5 minute to have a bit more insight. As you can see, we touched the 60-70%, and from there we were downtrending again, creating some liquidity over here. A clean supply zone, which swept liquidity, so another confluence for us that we can go lower, and that this is our valid supply zone. From here, this was this morning's just after the opening. Yeah, it was 10 AM here, just 1 hour after the opening. We started ranging, and I was looking for a position here, but it wasn't all really clear, and it was a bit choppy, and it was respecting supply over here. As you can see, we created a supply chain, but also a demand chain. So it actually could go either way, but as we were downtrending on the high time frame, shorts were my preferred direction. So once I saw this forming this supply chain, I was looking for shorts, and it broke structure nicely here, respected some demand, did a clean pullback to this zone over here, should be this zone, and from there I just went to the seconds time frame. So from here, it was a little bit of a risky entry, but I was pretty sure we were going down, so I just took it. I entered from the 0.618 Fibonacci. So it filled the order block, it did a strong impulse to the downside, and from here you can see it is still respecting demand. So hence why this was a little bit risky, but I entered over here. And as you can see, I entered aggressively, draw the Fibonacci, and aggressively from the 0.618 like I just explained. And I put my limit order there, stops just above the zone. Because you could also say this is a zone, but it didn't touch that extreme zone. But it did touch, if you include this on the 1 second, this is some clean zone. These are lows, and if you include those, wait, let me draw it for you guys. If you include this, it would have touched it, so it's another supply. You could also wait for a break after this move, because then you know again a supply is getting respected and it's breaking to the downside. That would be a little bit more safer, but I was pretty certain it would hold. And otherwise I would just have taken loss. I really don't care, to be honest, and that's why risk management is so important. But yeah, it's clean entry, very clean sniper, just a little bit in drawdown, and the rest is history. So for my take profit levels, you can clearly see there is an imbalance over here. From this low to this high, this is all imbalance. And the start of the imbalance was my first initial take profit. I could have helped a lot longer, but this was my first take profit. I believe I took 5 or 10 lots off. So in this case I had 50 lots open, I had 10 lots off, and I had 40 lots left. From there I targeted this this low, because this low is also liquidity as we're downtrending, and it's also a weak low. And the last target was this one, which is on the high time frame, also a weak low, because it didn't break. One second. It didn't break the high over here, and this is the impulse to the downside. If it would break this high, this would become a strong low, and then we could look for longs over here. But this wasn't the case, so that's a weak low, and that was our next target, aiming for 31R, even more. Yeah, if you held your position through the day, you would have got double. You would have got 70R. Imagine not taking profits, taking 70R. Risking 1%, that would be 70%. But that's just crazy, and psychology wise, pretty much impossible. And I would also not recommend it. Just take your profits, just take partial profits, I mean, and just be happy with it. So that's a breakdown of today's NZD USD trade. I hope you guys learned something from it, and I'll see you on the next one. Ciao.